Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Linnea, and today's reading, I wanted this to be messages from humans. So this could be people in your close friend circle. This could be somebody who you knew when you were younger. It could be an old ex-flame. It could be a parent. It could be an ancestor. It could be somebody that's passed on. But sorry, that's my newly adopted bird is in the background, and I left the window open because he likes hearing the other birds. But he's only talkative now that I'm starting the video, so hopefully he doesn't bother you too much. He's very happy today now that he's back in my room. But anyways, this video is messages from people. You know, usually I do messages from spirit, from your guides, from the universe. But I kind of wanted to do something from, maybe somebody you need to hear from. I'm going to try to give you information on who this person could be, what their relation to you might be, and then, of course, what they want to say to you. So that's what we're going to be doing. Today, I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with the rose quartz and the sun, pile 2 with the blue lace agate and the 3 of pentacles, and pile 3 with the hematite and the fool reversed. So don't overthink these cards or these crystals. They're just for you to be drawn to so you know which reading to choose. There will be timestamps down the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading you feel most drawn to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1, if you chose the rose quartz, then this is the reading for you. And like I said, we're starting off with who is this person to you? And the first card that came out was the bat card, and for some reason this makes me think of like a grandmother, for multiple reasons, because as we know, bats are blind. I know they're supposed to have great hearing, but for some reason when I look at this card, I'm imagining an old woman that's like, what was that? What was that, honey? Or like, somebody that wears glasses, maybe they can't see very well. I really am picturing like an older woman or maybe like a smaller woman. It just really has grandmother energy. And the clarification cards for who this is, you have the 2 of Wands and the Queen of Swords reversed. These 2 cards together make me think that not only is this somebody that lives kind of far away from you, but I get the sense that this is somebody that you don't talk to super frequently. I think that this is somebody that cares for you very deeply, but there's almost like a little like, hey, when are you gonna call me up? Like, I get the sense that this person misses you. They hope you're doing well. But yeah, I think they miss talking to you, and I feel like this is kind of the person that like they would give you advice, even if it's not necessarily what you want, but it's like, okay, grandma, like, what do you have to say on this? Yeah, I just get like a grandmotherly energy from this. So if you have a grandma that you haven't talked to in a minute, might be a sign that it's time to reach out to her. A lot of us, grandparents, not us grandparents as in me being a grandparent, but I mean our grandparents. A lot of people's grandparents tend to pass away when we're very young. Some of us don't even really get to know them, and sometimes we're very far apart from them. We only see them on holidays or only ever so often, and sometimes, especially the older generation, they can have different views from us. We may not always agree on stuff, but they're family, and we only have so long with them. And I think, I don't know, there's just something about them that misses you, and there's almost this tugging feeling I get on my heart, like reach out, speak to her, speak to them. And the message that I have from her is this piece of advice. I don't know what you're going through in your life right now, but it seems, I almost get this sense that you're under a lot of stress. You might be trying to move to a new place or starting a new job or putting yourself out there. But I get a sense that there's a lot of self-inflicted stress on you. Stress to work very hard or to push yourself or to... It doesn't even need to be a career thing necessarily, but it's like you're really leaning into your independence, which is great. I think everybody should be independent. Everybody should be hardworking and disciplined. But it's almost like this message from her of like, don't forget that you're a person too. Don't forget that you have needs too. You deserve to be held. You deserve to be taken care of. I feel like if you showed up to her and like, you didn't even really say much, like she would be cooking you a meal or baking you cookies or like telling you to take a load off and just like pampering you. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that you need. It could even be a grandmother or grandparent that has passed away, and this is like a message from the beyond of like, hey, take a load off. You don't always need to be pushing yourself so hard. Like, Yes, you're an adult and you want to prove yourself and you want to be independent and you want to succeed, but don't forget that somewhere within you is a little girl or a little boy that still wants to be taken care of from time to time. And I think with the King of Cups reversed, I think that this person can see that you've been repressing your emotions a lot. Maybe not sharing them with people close to you, like trying to act like you have it all together when really under the surface, it's like, I get a sense that you're close to burnout, really, is like the whole thing I'm seeing from you. And I think that something that this figure would want to give to you is they would want to give you that maternal care and affection where they tell you like sit down, relax, like let me bring you some food, let me give you a warm blanket, let me give you a mug of tea, like let's talk, let's relax. So even if this person is not necessarily still with us, even if this person isn't somebody that you can go see right away or you can't access them, I feel like their highest self wants to give you the message of you deserve to be taken care of right now as well. So I think some advice that they might give you is like, if you can't reach out and talk to them, maybe talk to a close friend, maybe talk to a sibling or a parent and tell them like, man, I've been trying to keep it all together, but I really do have a lot of weight on my shoulders right now. And with the hermit, it's like, I feel like you have to do it all. You have to do it all on your own. And this person is trying to, sorry about the bird in the background. Like I said, I don't know if you listened in the beginning, but my girlfriend found a budgie on the sidewalk, and he's really comfortable right now, which is why he's talking so much, and he likes the sound of the birds outside. So I'm sorry if he's being a little loud. He's very happy right now, and that's why he's singing. But I think that this figure would just want you to take a load off. Don't be so hard on yourself. I think you're doing great, is what they would want you to know. You're doing great. You are succeeding. Maybe you're not at the end goal right now, but you are doing so well. And, success is going to come in due time. But pushing yourself to burn out, pushing yourself to the point where you can't go anymore, that's not serving anybody. In fact, it's probably just bringing you down. So don't forget to take care of yourself. Comfort yourself the way in which a grandma would. Make yourself soul food, make yourself a warm meal, put on those cozy socks, put on your favorite TV show, call up a close friend, eat that cozy food, make yourself that mug of tea, cuddle up with a warm, soft blanket. Like, I feel like these are all the things that a grandma would do for, like, their grandchild that's visiting, wrap them up in a blanket, make them something warm, feed them until they can't eat anymore, And then, of course, lend that ear to, hear what's troubling you and also give you that unwanted advice like grandparents do. But I think this person just kind of wants to check in and see how you're doing. They miss you. Like I said, even if they have passed on, they miss you from the great beyond, and they're reminding you to take care of yourself. Remember to stop and slow down, and life is not a race. Life is a journey. Stop and smell the roses. So that is everything that I have for you, Pile 1. I know it's short and sweet, but I feel like this is one of those simple kinds of messages that doesn't need to be overdone. So I hope this found you when you need it the most. And remember, take care of yourself, treat yourself nicely. But that's all that I have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. All right, Pile 2. If you chose the blue lace agate, then this is the reading for you. Just want to start by saying that I do have a bird in my room. My girlfriend found a budgie on the sidewalk. Somebody thought it's a good idea to set him free, even though his wings are clipped. It was really sad, but anyways, I'm watching him today. I'm basically like stepmom or mom number 2. And he's really happy right now, which is great, but it also means that he's been chirping, because I don't know if you can hear the other birds outside. I think maybe he has a little bit of FOMO and wants to like talk to them, but he's been singing here and there, which is really pretty, but a little loud and distracting while I'm reading. So I hope it doesn't bother you. I might take pauses here and there, but he's super sweet, such a cutie, and I think very fitting that you have another bird in your reading. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. The person that came through in your reading, they are showing up with the Nightingale card. And immediately looking at this card, it makes me think of somebody that's like a chatty Cathy, like somebody that'll yap your ear off, like somebody that talks a lot. I get kind of like sister energy from this person. It could also be like a close friend or a cousin. It seems like somebody your age, specifically female or just like female energy. But I get the sense that this person like yaps a lot. And like this is a good friend. This is somebody that you love. This is somebody you care about. You have a soft spot in your heart. But there are times where you can be like a little annoyed and you're like, you're yapping my ear off. Like I don't want to hear this right now. Or like maybe sometimes they have a little bit of unwanted advice, but it comes from a good place. Like you love this person, but like sometimes like maybe they should just keep what they're saying to themselves. And I feel like this person, yes, they can be bubbly. Yes, they can talk a lot. Yes, they can be chatty. But I think that there is an emotional depth and empathetic intuitiveness to them where they can sense that something's going on with you. And maybe they have a tendency to give unwanted advice. But I think this time around, like, they're really. See, there he is again. I think this time around they have something that's actually like you should take this advice into account because I think that they are seeing what's going on with you. They know that there's something deeper under the surface. They can tell you're not doing good, basically. I think there is something weighing heavy on your heart and this person is trying to get you out of a rut, essentially. They see that you're in a rut. They might not understand the inner workings of why exactly this is happening or why you're in this position, why you're feeling this way, but they know you're in a rut. They know you're not doing great. And this person actually does have advice that could help you out of it. Like, I think if you sat down, really listened to them, and you put your ego aside and you said, okay, what is this person trying to tell me? And I think if you took that advice, it would genuinely help you out of your rut. And I think sometimes, like, you have a tendency to not listen to this person because you're like, oh, well, yeah, you just have that advice, but that works for you, that doesn't work for me. In this specific scenario, I think you should listen to them. Because I think there's a part of you that's stubborn, that isn't quite ready to leave the rut. And it's like, you might tell yourself, like, well, I don't want to be in a rut. I don't want to be here. I'm unhappy here. But there's still a part of you that's unwilling to move. And whether you want to admit it or not, it's like you want to keep going over the facts. You want to keep lingering on the feeling. You want to keep thinking about what happened. And I think it's just time, just trust this person. So what I'm seeing is you have the Three of Wands reversed and the High Priestess reversed. You will know who this person is because first of all, I said they're about the same age, maybe a female, a friend or a sister or a cousin. You will know who this is because you will instinctively be like, I don't want to listen to their advice. Like they might be telling you like, hey, let's go out to the club, let's go out to the bar, let's go do this thing, let's go check out this cafe, let's go to this place, let's go do this pottery class, or let's go meet up with these people. And every time you hear one of these things, you're like, no, I don't want to do that. No, that's not my thing. Like, I'm not feeling it tonight. I think Spirit, me and her are all on the same page of like, actually, yeah, you should go out to that club. Yeah, you should go to that party. Yeah, you should go to that hangout. Because whatever happened, you have the Three of Swords, and this is the heartbreak card. So you could have lost a job, or there could have been something you really wanted, but it just didn't work out. Or maybe you were in a relationship and things fell through, or you were talking to this person and it didn't work out, or you had this big job lined up and it fell through for some reason. And I see that you are in this heartbreak because you had this idea of what your life was going to be. You had this thing that you wanted and you saw that like you had signed the paper. Things were on their way to working out, like things were set in stone, you thought. And then for some reason things fell through. And not only are you heartbroken, but you're mourning what could have been. You're mourning the future that you wanted. And with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm seeing like it didn't work out. You know it didn't work out, but there's a part of you that's still lingering. Even though you know like what has been done cannot be undone. It's like somebody getting cheated on. Like they cheated. There's no going back to that relationship. Or the job offer was given to somebody else, like it's not going to suddenly open back up. So you're at this place where things didn't work out. They clearly, it's over, it's done with. But it's like that Taylor Swift song, I'm Still at the Restaurant. It's like you're still stuck in place, still mulling over the facts, still thinking like, what could I have done differently? Why didn't they want me? Why didn't it work out? Why did I fail? And it's like, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how or why it happened, but it did happen. That's the fact of the matter. And this person, they're trying to pull you out of this rut because it's time to move on. It's time to realize that there are bigger, better things. Sorry. He's really happy right now. He is. You hear the other birds outside. They're not other budgies, but they're all talking to each other. It's really cute. Sorry, I hate to interrupt your reading, but like I'm literally seeing the outside, the wild birds are coming up to my window and like looking inside curiously and chirping, and then he's chirping at him. It's cute. It's cute, okay? I hate to be a distraction, but I feel like what you need is a distraction anyways. I think you need to stop mulling over the facts. Okay, it's like if you didn't get a job, you're asking yourself, was my resume not good enough? Was I not well equipped enough? Did I do this wrong? Did I have stuff in my teeth? Was I not dressed properly? Did I need another degree? And it's like, you could have been perfect, but it's just that they didn't want you for a reason that maybe had to do with them. Or like if you're in a relationship, it's like, well, I'm 6 feet tall, I have abs, I have a job, I have my own place, like I'm super good looking, why didn't they want me? It's like, well, maybe they're really into people that are 4 feet tall. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't matter about you. Whatever happened, it's because of the other person, or the other party has their own things going on. And it doesn't matter if you are on paper perfect, there's always going to be the other person with an opinion. I can be perfect in one person's eyes, and in another person's eyes be horrible. And what I want to encourage you to do is, a great piece of advice that I heard is go on Amazon and look up, a really highly rated book, that people love, and look at all the 5-star reviews, and then look at all the 1-star reviews. And something that you'll start to notice is they're talking about the same thing, but people either love it or hate it, and it's all got to do with perspective. And so you're asking yourself, like, was I not pretty enough? Did I not do well enough? Was I not attractive enough? Was I not funny enough? And it's like, maybe that person just wanted somebody completely different because that's who they are. That's what they're into. And it's like, you shouldn't change yourself for them. You are who you are. People may like you or people may not like you. But there is something out there for you. And this thing, this relationship, this job, this opportunity, it wasn't for you. And it sucks, I know, because you had your hopes up. You were envisioning your life, what it would be like if you got this job or you were in this relationship. What would it be like if you guys got married and had kids? But the sad truth is it just didn't work out. And now instead of mourning that and moving forward, you've dug yourself into this rut and you're analyzing yourself to see where you went wrong so that you can avoid this in the future. And it's like I said, it doesn't matter if you're 6 feet tall with abs, maybe somebody's only into people that are 4 feet tall. And it's like, you have in your mind that, oh, well, I need to be 6 feet tall for people to like me. Doesn't mean everybody's gonna like you. Some people want short people, and that's perfectly okay. Maybe they wanted somebody that was different just because of who they are. Has nothing to do with you. Says nothing about if you're good enough or bad enough. Says everything to do with the person that did the rejecting. And so I think you need to listen to this friend. You might think that they're a little annoying, they might yap your ear off, and maybe you don't want to take their advice. But I think that in this case, this person is trying to bring you back out to the light. They're trying to get you out of your rut. They're trying to make you go party, go be social, go dust off your shoulders. Because I think right now, stuck in this rut, you're collecting dust. You're not moving on, and more than anything, you're stopping yourself from seeing what the future can hold for you. It's like that saying, there's so many fish in the sea. It's true, genuinely. Maybe this fish didn't want you because it likes anchovies and you're a worm, but maybe there's a big ol' sea bass over here who's super sexy and is like, I love worms, I've been waiting for a worm my whole life, and then that's your soulmate. Or that's your dream job. And it's like, you can only find your soulmate. You can only find your dream job. You can only find your dream life by being rejected by the things that are not meant for you. It's because if you were with that thing that wanted the anchovies and you're a worm, it's not going to work out long term. Or if you're in a job in a place where you're not meant to be, the universe is going to pull you out of it. So for some reason, you were rejected. For some reason, things didn't work out. And instead of staying in that rut, analyzing yourself, analyzing every little thing that could have gone wrong, it's time to brush off your shoulders and be like, you know what? That just wasn't meant for me, but it's because there's something out there that is better, that is meant for me. Not only will it make you happier, not only will it allow you to move on from this rut, but it will help you find the things that are meant for you. And listen to this friend. Yeah, they can be a little annoying. Maybe their advice isn't always spot on, but in this case, They're trying to get you out of a rut that they can see you're in, and they genuinely care for you. So take the seriousness off for a second. Take the serious hat on, or take the serious hat off and put on the party hat. Go be young and dumb and stupid and go have fun and go on a vacation and drink margaritas with guys that have 2 brain cells but they have a full rack of abs. Like, go do something just for the sake of enjoying it. Don't overthink things. Don't, it's like I'm imagining a girl that got cheated on and she's like, what? Where did I go wrong? It's like, okay, clearly that guy was not meant for you. Somebody that's going to cheat on their partner is not somebody you want to grow old with and have kids. So instead of dwelling on this guy, go on a vacation, get a Mai Tai, tan on the beach, and go hook up with dudes that, like, you're never going to see again. Maybe you don't speak the same language, but hey, we all speak the same language in bed, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding. Just kidding. But genuinely, like, I think that this friend, they're trying to get you out of that serious rut and allow you to have some fun, get some life back into you. Shake off the dust, take things easy for a while. I think you've been putting so much pressure on yourself to live a perfect life that you've been forgetting to live a happy life. Oh my God, he's really going for it right now. I don't know. Maybe it's a sign that you need some emphasis on that. Stop living such a serious life and allow yourself to go have fun. Remember that you're a human that likes to play, that likes to have a good time. And this friend, they may not know everything, but I think they do know how to have fun. So next time they hit you up and it's like, hey, let's go to this party, let's go to this get together, let's go do this fun thing, be like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, okay, I'm going with you. And just throw caution to the wind. Or be spontaneous. You've been putting way too much pressure on yourself, and it's only keeping you stuck in the spot that you don't want to be in. You're unhappy, so at least you know what direction not to go in. Go do something new. Go do something exciting. Throw caution to the wind. Be safe, of course, but go do it. Go forth and frolic. So, pile 2, that's everything that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope the bird wasn't too loud. Like I said, he's very happy right now, which is why he's singing. I hope the microphone doesn't pick it up to be too loud. I know it can be high-pitched, so hopefully it doesn't bother you. Just pretend like he's saying hi and wishing you the best from afar, as I am. But that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile 3. If you chose the hematite, then this is the reading for you. I want to say 2 things off the bat. The first thing is, I don't know if you heard the warning in the beginning, but my girlfriend picked up a bird, a little budgie that somebody had left on the sidewalk. It was really sad, but now he's with us. He has a great home. But what comes with that is now he's really happy, and being very happy, he has been singing. So it's been a little bit loud. It's funny because he only does it when I'm doing the reading, like when I start talking, so hopefully it's not too loud, hopefully it doesn't interrupt too much, but just take it as a sign that there's a very happy budgie in my room right now. So there's also, because he's happy and he's singing, there's also wild birds outside my window that are like flocking over here and like looking inside and like singing back to him. So it's very cute, but also a little inconvenient for a tarot reading. So I hope it doesn't bother you too much. But the second message that I had is this is actually going to be a little bit of a serious reading. I hope it's not too triggering for some of you. I want to preface that it has to do with some mommy issues. And I don't mean to say that degradingly. I mean, legitimately what I'm seeing is somebody that has had a bit of a tumultuous relationship with their mother. She is coming to some realizations, and the message here is that she's changed. So everybody has their response to things like that. So I just wanted to preface this by, I don't want to bomb you with crazy information that might trigger you. So at least you know what this reading is going to be about going into it. It's going to be a little bit more on the serious side. Hopefully, little budgie in the background doesn't go too crazy while I do this, but let's go ahead and get into this. So the cards that are telling me who this person is, you have the hummingbird card, and I don't know why, but it just gives me this motherly energy. I guess when I look at hummingbirds, I just imagine like a woman, and I think that this is somebody that has had to work very hard. I think maybe she didn't have the easiest childhood, and maybe you didn't have the easiest childhood because she was always trying to make ends meet. She was always running around doing so many things, and she could even have been a single mother. I get the sense that she worked very hard and maybe didn't know how to be the most nurturing mother, or she was, and I think she loves you, but maybe it's like those things of love languages, like maybe your love languages didn't perfectly align, and she thought she was showing you love and care in the way that maybe she would have needed it, but it wasn't necessarily fulfilling your emotional needs of the kind of love that you needed to be shown. And I think that you've had this kind of tumultuous relationship with her because I think that you got the sense that she didn't care for you in the way that you needed to be cared for. Maybe you were provided for financially, maybe there was always gifts on your birthday, and maybe she was physically there, but maybe there weren't a ton of hugs, or maybe there weren't a ton of words of affirmation, and it gave you the impression that she didn't care, or she didn't love enough, or there wasn't enough security. And I think maybe there's some guilt on your end for feeling that way, or maybe just upsetness. And I think there's also some feelings that I'm getting here of, I think you feel like she's dissatisfied with you, or like you weren't able to measure up, or like maybe she held you to very high standards and you felt like you could never fully meet them. So that's the kind of relationship I'm seeing here. Is it's tumultuous. I think there's definitely been very hard conversations and arguments or fights that have happened here. And I think it all just stems from a place of, it's not that there was anything wrong with you. It's that she was never raised to show, she was never taught how to give care to somebody because she was never properly cared for. And because of that, it led to you feeling like you weren't given the proper care that you need. And like I said, I think that she loves you very much. It's like if you don't teach somebody how to love and how to care, it's kind of hard to learn at an older age, especially when you have kids and then you have all these things that, like, there's bills that need to be paid and there's work that needs to be done and there's mouths to feed and there's things at work going on, there's stresses and being a single mother and dropping the kids off at daycare. And I think it's sadness all around because she feels like she failed you as a mother, and she sees that in the relationship that you guys have now, because it is tumultuous. There is tenseness in it. And I think deep in that web of hurt and pain and miscommunication, there is love. There is a heart that loves you so much. And I don't know if you guys don't speak much. I don't know if maybe you don't see her very often. But I think that she's been going through a period of healing. And I just get this sense of almost like there could be anger coming from you from hearing that, of like, oh, it's a little too late. Now that I'm an adult, like, where was this healing? Where was this growth and this learning when I was a child? Where was it when I needed it, when I was begging for you and needing your care, needing your love? Where was it when you weren't understanding me when I was pleading and begging for that love? And I don't even know if the word is bittersweet, but it's like, I think genuinely she has and is changing for the better. I don't know if recently she picked up a book, a self-help book, or if she started therapy, or she's having an epiphany, or she had a dream that suddenly made her think differently. But it's like when people go through an ego death and they have all these realizations. There's something that's happened in the past few weeks or months, or maybe it's been a buildup that suddenly is like a light bulb moment. But the Illumination card and the King of Pentacles is like, something has opened her mind and made her more empathetic, or empathetic to the point where she is understanding the ways in which she has wronged you, and now not just understands how to be there and how to be better, but there is a want and a desire and a need to heal the relationship and to be there for you in all the ways that she wasn't. And like I said, it's bittersweet and it hurts because it's like, where was that when I was a child? Where was that when I was growing up and I needed it? Now you come to me when I don't even live with you anymore, when I'm not even with you anymore. Now you've changed. I think there's pain and guilt on her side and resentment and pain on your side. And I think there's a part of you that doesn't want to believe that she genuinely can change because you're so afraid of getting hurt. But when I look at this Ace of Swords reversed, I am seeing somebody who is putting that sword down, who is putting that aggression and that ego away and genuinely just wants to be there as your mother. And I can't tell you to give her a second chance. I don't know what she's done. I don't know what she's said. But I know that this change I see in her, this empathy, this openness, this emotional healing, this realization, this change on a fundamental level, this change within her is real. The ego has gone away. And like I said, I can't force you to go see her and talk to her, but I think for your sake, for your inner child's sake, for the childhood wounds that you have, I think if she's reached out and there's a part of you that doesn't want to believe it, doesn't want to believe that she's better, doesn't want to open your heart again, I think if I can encourage you just to try one more time, it would be now. Just try one more time. And just because I see all this doesn't mean she's perfect, because nobody's perfect. I think there may be slip-ups here and there, but I think that there is a fundamental change in desire to be better. Something, I don't know what happened. And I'm sorry that it feels like it's too late now, but I think that the change you always wished for, the mother that you always wanted, she is now able to be that person. I don't know how or why, but I see that there has been a major shift towards empathy and emotional healing, emotional stability, and emotional intelligence that I don't think you've ever seen in her before. And I think if you do decide to speak to her and to see her, do everything that you can to have an open mind and an open heart and not see her as the version of her that she was before, but see her as what she's trying to become now. Because I genuinely see her putting down the ego, putting down the cold, calloused, hard side of her, putting down the pride, and she's trying, like a clam, trying to open up that emotional side. And like I said, I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. You know, if some things can't be undone, some words can't be taken back. But I think people don't live forever. And I'm not saying that anything's going to happen tomorrow, but I don't want you to have any regrets. And I know that we don't want to open our hearts because we don't want to be hurt again, especially when we've been hurt time and time again. But if you feel like you will have regrets at the end of your life, if you didn't try to heal this relationship, and it shouldn't be your responsibility because you're the child, I know. But if you feel like you would have regrets for not trying to be the bigger person and not trying to reach out that hand, if you feel like you'd have those regrets, then don't let yourself have those regrets. If she tries to reach out, speak to her. If you feel like there has been a shift, reach out, try. Because it takes two to have a relationship, and I think you guys are two sides of the same coin. You may be very different, you may have different love languages, different ways of expressing emotions and thoughts and ideals and different values, but you are still her child. And I think that you two are very similar. There is a thread interlinking you two that I can see that is unbreakable, whether it's time or space or boundaries or whatever there is in the 3D. Nothing can break the bond that you two have as mother and child. And whatever it was in the past that's pushed you to this point of not wanting to see her, not wanting to open up to her, I don't know, I genuinely see her changing to be an empathetic, emotionally vulnerable, open person that wants to heal. She may not necessarily have all the tools at her disposal because, like I said, remember, she wasn't taught how to properly love and care as a child, so she may not have all the tools, but nonetheless, she wants to do better. So, I'm sorry you're in this position. I'm sorry that you have this relationship the way that it is, but it may feel like it's like, wow, it's really happening now, a little too late, but it's not too late because you are both still here. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. It's not too late because you both are still drawing breath. And not a lot of people get this opportunity. Some people beg and beg and their parents never change. And I know it's hard. I know you don't want to have to do this. You don't want to have this conversation, but this is the position you're in. It's like that saying, not by your hand, but in your lap. You didn't ask for this person to be your parent. You didn't ask for this life. You didn't ask for this relationship to be this way. But here it is in your lap. And you can continue to go forward, not do anything, and just let the relationship be the way it is, or you can open your heart one more time. And you can see if she really has changed. And no matter which way you decide, I hope for the best on both sides. Again, like I said, some things can't be unsaid, some things can't be undone. I know that there are some mothers or fathers out there that have just done the shittiest things, not been there for their kid when they needed it, not defended their kid, chosen somebody else over their kid. And those are the kinds of wounds that just cannot be healed. Neither by time nor words. Nothing can heal that. Nothing can change what happened. But we can decide what we want to do moving forward. We can change our actions and we can change the person that we want to be. And I genuinely get the sense that she no longer wants to be that person that was able to do those things that she did in the past. I hope that makes sense. Maybe the past version of her wasn't there, didn't defend you, didn't do what a mother should. And those things, they can't be undone, but we can change who we are in the future. And I genuinely see her trying to change. Not a fake change, not a bullshit change, not a lie to try to smooth things over or try to get something from you, but a genuine opening of the heart. Putting the sword down and trying to love you. And I know you're going to have a lot of mixed feelings from this, so my personal advice to you is take all the time that you need. You don't have to figure out what you're going to do tomorrow or today or even next week or next month or this year. But if something is weighing on your heart, I urge you, try to make a decision not from a place of pride or ego or fear. Genuinely ask yourself in your soul, at the end of your life, what would you have wanted the decision to be? What decision would you have wanted your past self to make in relation to this? What's currently in your lap? So, that's where I'll leave you. I hope that this reading finds you when you need it the most, and I truly wish you the best in this relationship. It doesn't seem easy on any side at all, but it's like the saying, not by your hand, but in your lap. You have this thing that's shown up on your doorstep, and it's time to decide what you want to do. So, Pile 3, that's everything that I have. Thank you so much for watching.